Okay. What's going on here? Oh, somebody's been messing with my thing. My light. Okay, so tonight, I know it's late for dinner, but we had a very late lunch, and we got into watching a show. So tonight, we're cooking dinner very late, and we are making a white bean chicken chili. I'm putting on. Yeah. All right, so to start with, I got my pan heating up. I got a little bit of, not pan, pot there. I got a little bit of oil in there, and I need to put my onions in. Watch out, babe.
Yeah, be careful. Ooh, hit my belly. Told you it's getting big.
All right, let's put some.
Ooh, be careful, yo. That's hot on
I
you,
just
man.
said a ugly word. Turn that down. Aww.
What? Like the twins used to say, steer it.
Alright, so we got our onion and a chopped jalapeno. That we're going to put in there and let that cook for just about 1 minute. And now I've spilled some onions. Yes, I'm going to throw them in.
It's a clean grill, isn't it? Clean it over there.
Yeah. Well, it's for us, so. Doesn't count if no one's off. I'm slinging this stuff everywhere.
Here's the knife, then. Here, you can cut that part up a little more.
Whoopsie. I'll have to call her back after we're live. Alright, so we got onions, jalapeno in there. It's been cooking and it's getting a little fragrant. So now we're going to add in our garlic. And that final stuff right there is cilantro. And then we're going to cook that for a little bit longer. Easy peasy. Now, I did cheat, and I put my chicken in the Instapot and cooked it for about 30 minutes. Because if you don't do it that way, what you're going to want to do is put your chicken in here after we get our chicken broth and stuff, and let it boil until it's soft and cooked all the way. And then you take it out and shred it. So to avoid that step, I just cooked it in the, what is that thing called? Instapot. So that it's ready to shred whenever I add it to it. That kind of speeds things along a little bit. Now, when I put my chicken in, I seasoned it with some chili powder and Tony's and cilantro. Alright, now that that's in there, that's been going for about a minute, let's add some chicken broth, which is, where did you put it, babe? Right here. Whoops, excuse my big head. Can y'all see in there? Halfway. It's just cooked vegetables, so it's not a whole lot to see right now. Alright, let's add some of this. And we're going to turn our fire up a little bit. Now this is the family size chicken broth, which is exactly, it says 48 ounces. And then we're going to add 2 cans of green chilies. And I'm using the Great Value kind, but you can use whatever brand you like.
Oh, they're perchy.
Why are you fussing at them? What are they doing?
I hear them messing with something in there. I don't know what it is.
My little angel ain't doing anything. Alright, let's give that a stir. Alright, and let's add some seasoning into that because we want this to come to a boil, so I'm going to crank that heat back up and get it boiling. Now we're going to need some ground cumin. Let's see. This little spoon is a half a teaspoon, so we're going to do 2 of these. 2. That's 1 teaspoon of cumin. And then you could add a little bit of oregano to your taste. We're just going to give it a few shakes of a lamb's tail. And I actually didn't have oregano, so I just used Italian seasoning. But oregano would be better. See how it's kind of a brownish kind of color right there? It's going to look a little bit, I know that people look at this dish and they're like, oh, that don't look great. And it's probably not one that looks super great, but it sure does taste super great. So you're definitely going to want to give this one a try if you've never had the white chicken chili. Alright, let's get our chicken out of the Instapot. Let me just move this for a second. And rag. Alright. And all the juice, I had put a little bit of water in there. All the juice from cooking the chicken, I'm just going to throw it in my pot for some flavor. Now, you don't have to do that, but I want to. So that is what we're going to do. And we're going to also try to chop up that chicken a little bit so that we can shred it up. Oh, I don't think it's going to be too hard. It's like falling apart, which is why I cook it in the Instapot. Can y'all see this over here? Let's turn it a little bit. There we go. So I just put it on pressure cook for about 30 minutes. And this stuff is falling apart now. I use my Instapot all the time. If I make a gumbo, some people like their chicken for gumbos chunky. My friend Charmin, she likes it kind of chunky. I prefer it shredded. So I will pre-cook my chicken in the Instapot for that also. Now, I'm sure you could probably cook the whole gumbo in the Instapot if you wanted to, but I don't. Mostly I use my Instapot for things like this to kind of help cheat cook things a little faster.
Benita wants to know, was that boneless or?
Yes, this was boneless chicken thighs. Now, you can use breast or whatever cut you want. And you can also use bone-in chicken if you want to. In fact, you can also just get a rotisserie chicken and pull it apart and use that if you want. But I like thighs, and I like to cook them, my way. And actually, I might add a little bit of this juice, but they have a lot in here. It looks kind of oily, so.
Somebody says, is that a Pyrex pot?
It's not a Pyrex. It's a Corningware. I think I might have said it was Pyrex before, but I meant Corningware. But I try to collect old Pyrex and Corningware. And as you know, it could get a bit expensive. I forgot what we paid for that one, but I did buy it at an antique store. Did I get this one at Madeline's store?
I don't remember.
Usually he knows where we got stuff. He could tell you, oh, we got that at that garage sale on Beaker Street. That's a made-up name. I don't think there is.
I'm sure there's really a Beaker Street somewhere.
I don't know that right here.
I'll Google it later.
Oh, God. Here we go. All right. So let's give this a little stir here. When you need it to boil, it would. Wait, did you ever go get... Yeah, he got me a Coke. What's the matter?
My neck just hurts, man.
Okay, it's starting to boil. I can see the edges. Let's add a little bit of this chicken juice, but not a whole lot.
Did you add a liquid in there? Was it the broth?
Just the chicken broth.
Yeah. Somebody was asking, what did you put in there?
Just chicken broth. so you guys can see that pretty good. Okay, now that that's starting to boil, and I know I'm kind of rushing it a little bit, but this is going to go really fast because I already pre-cooked my chicken. Normally you would bring it to a boil and cook your chicken and then shred it, but we don't have to do all of that because we cheated. So let's add in our chicken. Try not to splash it up and kill me. Already got a little splatter to my face from the grease.
Lisa would like to know, could you do the whole meal in the Instant Pot? I think you could.
Yeah, I think you could too. You could definitely probably do the whole thing in the Instant Pot. I don't see why you couldn't. But that wouldn't make for too good of a show, right? Because you can't see inside the Instant Pot.
I can.
Well, not for me to show you. Alright, I thought I asked you to open this. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kelly.
I got it. It's okay. Alright, so I'm using Blue Runner navy beans. And Blue Runner is a brand that is here in Louisiana, in the town where I grew up. But you can use whatever brand you want. I like this brand because, as you'll see in just a second, it is a little bit thicker and creamier.
I didn't even like beans until I started eating Blue Runner.
I know. If you have a Popeyes near you, the chain, if you get the red beans in a can, it tastes very similar to Popeyes. So if you don't like that flavor, you might not like this brand. Alright, let's add all this in here. See how the top comes off really easily, and then this part is really thick, so,
It's like dog food.
and creamy. Well, they're kind of like mush, which we were going to have to mush them anyways, but using this brand, I don't have to mush. Again, a time saver. Dang it, I always put too much for one pot. It's because, and let me tell y'all why. This is a normal size pot. I'm so used to cooking for 7 people, I genuinely always overdo it. Now that I'm learning to cook for a smaller number. More, if I can get it in there, because we still got to add corn.
From what I'm looking on camera, looks like you shouldn't have a problem adding it.
You think? Now, if you have a leftover pot of white beans that you cook, you could also just use that.
Somebody said, are you saying Popeyes or Pawpaws?
Popeyes, the restaurant, the chicken restaurant.
Like the Sailor Man.
Yeah.
And somebody want to know if you added sour cream.
Well, I do when I'm serving it, but I don't add it into the dish. Alright. But I am thoroughly making a mess. Let's turn this down just a little bit. We're going to get all that beans broken up. They break up fairly easily. And then you don't have to worry about smashing them because we use such a creamy base anyways. Alright. Now, I have 2 cans of corn to add, but I'm only going to risk 1 here. You drain these, right?
Yeah. Somebody said you could have used your nice big oval pot that everyone likes.
I know, but I didn't want to make that much. Should have used that one. Okay. So that's basically it. I mean, this is really all the way done because everything we put in here was cooked already. Let me get a little spoon here and taste it, see if it needs more cumin or anything. Now, if you want to thicken it up, you could add a little masa to it. The beans will thicken also, and you didn't have to add that extra. You could also add more beans. Man, that is good. Now, I know some of you girls do not like cilantro. Let me show you how to plate it, how we're going to eat it and plate it up. Look at all these bowls, Michael. Where'd they come from?
Mills room.
Nice. We're going to use our good dishes from Walmart. They're kind of like the old Tupperware bowls, but they're not.
Are those beans available everywhere?
I'm not sure. I think they're available a lot of places, but if you can't find them, you can get any brand and just try to find a creamy style.
And if you just want to try them, try Amazon.
Well, yeah, but they might be expensive on Amazon.
Or, I know, what was that, last year we did that giveaway and we gave out...
Yeah, I think
boxes?
Miss Terry Cupid won that one. We sent a Blue Runner gift package out. All right. So now we're going to top this with a little bit of cilantro. I'm going to turn that down to a simmer because really it's done.
And that's fast, too.
Well, it's because everything I had was already pre-cooked, like the chicken. All right, now we need... Let's do this and this. We really need to clean out the refrigerator tomorrow. Try to make some room in there. Well, let me get some scissors.
Bonita Jones said, top it with some cheese.
Yeah, that's what we're working on, girl. Top it with some cheese, just like so. And honestly, I would probably thicken this up a little more by adding, see I had another can ready to go of the beans, but that ain't gonna fit. So, it is what it is. And then...
Good thing I didn't open it, though.
Yeah. And once we eat a little bit, I'll add that second can of corn. Because we like corn.
Carolyn Scott Kelly. She said she loves her bowls from Walmart. She has the same color KitchenAid as you.
Oh, I love my KitchenAid now. And then,
now you like it? I still hate it.
I do, but this one is big. I like my other one too. Oh, I wish I still had my smaller one too. Well, not that I wish I still had it. I'm glad I gave it to my mother-in-law, but I wish I still had it. If that makes any sense. All right,
we ain't got no room for it.
Right, I don't have enough room in this little bitty kitchen. Now, if you had some tortilla chips, you could eat it with it.
We do.
Well, there you go. I don't want any tortilla chips, but Big Daddy probably will. And that is your chicken chili. And let me tell you, I know you're looking at that and thinking, oh my God, my husband is not going to eat that. That looks, ugh. But I'm telling you right now, it is so good. And if you don't try it, you will be missing out. This is delicious. One of my favorites. For sure. Look at that. All that. Oh, not even in the shot. All that stringy cheese coming with each bite. And if you don't like as much, it's really not spicy, but if you could leave the pepper out, if you don't like cilantro, you could leave that out. And you can always jazz it up. You could add a can of Rotel, but the idea is white chicken chili, so it will give it kind of a reddish color if you do that. But that's fine. Still yummy. Very good. Uh-oh, Bubby, you found something to hurt? Go get him. So, make sure you give this one a try. You can make it super fast and in a pinch. Not a whole lot to it, especially if you get the chicken, you have it already ready. Or if you get the, what are those things called? Rotisserie chickens. And just put it apart. Super easy. And your family will thank you. All right, well, that is it for tonight. We'll probably be back tomorrow Big Daddy's been on my tail about making a dessert. And it is the holidays. I know y'all are looking for some dessert stuff. Also, I was toying with the idea of, have y'all heard of the Feast of Seven Fishes? I know y'all, some of y'all are going to be like, oh my God, who hasn't heard of that? It's not really a thing here in Louisiana. It's an Italian thing, but it's something I'm considering doing. So, I'm giving you some ideas for that. Rotisserie chicken has a lot of sodium in it. Yep. Oh, I forgot to add salt and pepper. But you can do that on your own and flavor it up. Okay. Well, let me know in the comments if you want to see some ideas for the Feast of Seven Fishes. And if you don't know what that is, it's a Christmas Eve dinner where you have 7 different fish dishes on Christmas Eve. And like I said, it's kind of an Italian thing.
Sounds expensive. You better go get that hootenette.
Yeah. It can be a little expensive. But it didn't have to be, because your dishes, I was thinking of making a shrimp mold, and that's considered one dish, and that's not too bad. And then gumbo, shoot, that has 7 fishes in it, if you make a seafood one. Anyways. Karen says, every Christmas Eve they do the Feast of Seven Fishes. And you know what drives me crazy about that? And y'all are going to, now that when I point it out, y'all are going to be like, oh my gosh. It is the Feast of Seven Fishes. But the plural of fish is fish, right? So why is it fishes?
Mm-hmm.
That aggravates me. Okay. That's our lesson for today. I will see you guys soon. Have a great night.